First of all, Jonathan Honebrink is recommended for endorsement for the at-large park board seat. He stepped out for a moment, all right. Bob Sullentrop is recommended for endorsement for an at-large park board seat. Jennifer Zielinski, all right, is recommended for endorsement for District 6 Park Board. Bruce Lundeen is recommended for endorsement for Ward 10 City Council. Joseph Kovacs is recommended for endorsement for Ward 7 City Council.
Yay!
All you Ward 7 people. All right. Now I need to make an apology to Faduma Youssef. She did send in her application, her questionnaire. We did not have time to interview her. There was a mix-up in communications, and the committee was not able to make a recommendation for Faduma.
Running for what?
I'm sorry, thank you. Running for City Council, Ward 6. Finally, Bob again Carney is not recommended for endorsement for the office of mayor. This is the end of the nominations committee report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Okay. Carlton?
Good, thank you very much. And actually, that is a committee report, so is there a motion to accept the nominating committee report? Second? Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed no? Thank you very much. Brian Burks. All right, at this point, we move to endorsement question on the office of mayor. So regardless of candidates nominated or put forward, does this body wish to endorse for the office of mayor of Minneapolis? Is there a motion one way or the other on that topic? Okay, no motion, no hands are up, nobody moving for mayor.
I'll move that we refrain from endorsing for mayor.
Okay, motion was made to refrain from endorsing for mayor. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
Okay, motion has been made as a second. Is there discussion? The motion that was made was to not endorse for the office of mayor. The motion was seconded. Is there discussion on that motion?
Yeah.
All right, question as to why does the maker of the motion wish to speak?
I'm not aware of anyone who has come forward to be a Republican candidate for the office of mayor. And that's the reason.
That we'd endorse.
That we would endorse.
Okay, I will put a clarification on that just from the report. There is a known candidate for mayor. Bob Carney is running for
That's true.
mayor at this point. Further discussion or questions?
Just really quickly, why not Bob?
Pardon?
Again?
Why not endorse Bob?
Okay, I guess there are two ways we can go, either the maker of the motion or the nominating committee.
Would you like me to respond? Certainly, I'd like to respond as chair of the nominations committee. The nominations committee did receive Bob's interview questions. We also sat and interviewed him. We found that he did not have the appropriate strength of background to be mayor. That was a determination made by the committee. Secondly, we found that Bob basically has one issue, and Bob, I don't think you're going to disagree with this, but it's my report right now. But if you review the videos that Bob has out there, he has one issue, transportation. We found that every question we asked, whether the answer was transportation, whether it be, do we need more city auditors? Yes, we need more city auditors so we can find more money to pay for transportation. Well, what about social justice? Well, if we had better transportation, that would be taken care of. Every answer was transportation. We found that he was very limited in his answers. And finally, Bob, over the years, has not been very supportive of endorsed Republican candidates. He currently has a book out called Break Glass Impeach Trump. He advocated for the impeachment of Governor Pawlenty when he was sitting after the unallotment controversy. And Bob also opposed the Tom Emmer during his run in 2010. And we found, because of those things, not being qualified, really just having one issue, and not being very supportive of endorsed Republican candidates, we found that he was not to be recommended.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Further discussion?
I wanted to respond on a couple of points. First of all, regarding Governor Pawlenty, I did write an article that was published on the Star Trib opinion page, and I suggested in regard to the unallotments, and that's where the question of impeachment for Pawlenty came up, that this might be something that would have to be considered, but I did not advocate at that time for impeaching Governor Pawlenty, and I do want to point out I was the first person to file a lawsuit challenging the unallotments. My lawsuit was dismissed, but the Minnesota Supreme Court did rule that all the unallotments were illegal based on the same statutory argument that I made in my lawsuit. And I am, as said, advocating the impeachment of Trump, and frankly, this is a little bit of an awkward issue. I was looking forward to being able to talk about improving transit in Minneapolis. I think it's a very legitimate issue. I do have some other views on it, but it is fair to say that that is the issue that I've been concentrating on. But I realize that, we're kind of in an awkward situation here, and the only thing that I can say is that having followed very closely what's going on at the national level, and also having been studying this question of impeachment since the year 2000, I felt that I had to do what I have done on this, and I will say no more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, further discussion. And actually, what are the speaker limits at this point, or the time?
According to your rules, people can speak for 30 seconds on a motion or on anything. Candidates will be able to speak for 5 minutes once they are nominated, and you will be able to ask questions for 5 minutes once they're nominated. And any other outside speaker or anybody else, as our chair, for example, or anybody else, has 5 minutes according to the rules to adopt it.
And I'm sorry, that is my fault. I did not exercise discipline on that, so my apologies to you and to Bob for that. All right. Further discussion.
Yeah, Kurt Gordner, 93, the heart of the city in Medical Alley. I just want to say that, first of all, Bob was one of the few people, one, that called me after the call to get me here. I appreciate him speaking the difference. We always need opposing views that don't always agree with us. And I think many of us know that from when Trump came up. We weren't all Trump people. We are maybe now. But I appreciate somebody having to disagree. That's what freedom is all about. I appreciate the generosity of his speech that you gave right now. Very gracious, and I also commend you for your graciousness of allowing him to speak. Thank you. Kurt Gordner, heart of the city.
There you go. Fame Ward 6. Further discussion.
Mr. Chairman, Andy Gilday, Ward 7-3. Bob Carney is my neighbor. He's my friend. We agree on one issue. However, I've heard him say that he has not supported a Republican candidate for president in the last 48 years. That's all I need to say.
Just to clarify, I voted for Romney.
Good clarification. All right, further discussion. All right, seeing one hand up, Alan?
Yeah, I thank Brian for the recommendation as committee. I think it was a correct recommendation. I really feel that if you're in a political party, you have certain responsibilities, especially if you want to carry that party's colors. And one of those responsibilities you have is, I guess Reagan talked about it, you don't say evil of other candidates, especially if it is not relevant to the campaign that you yourself are running. I went to a community energy forum on mayor candidates that Bob was at and spoke at. And on his table, for everyone to see as they walked in to this forum, was his book about how you can impeach Trump, which he wants to do. I find that a real problem. I don't want him out there advertising against our elected candidate.
30 seconds of that point plus a little bit. Further discussion.
Andy Lindberg, Ward 9, Precinct 5. I'd like to call the question.
Motion has been made to end debate. Is there a second?
Second?
Okay, discussion on ending debate. Seeing none, this requires a 2/3 vote, if I'm correct. So, all in favor on ending debate on this question, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. We'll proceed to a vote. The motion, once again, is to not endorse. So this is the reverse of what would normally be up. The motion is to not endorse. It's been seconded and discussed. And debate is ended. All in favor of not endorsing for mayor of Minneapolis, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no.
No.
All right, we will move on to the next agenda item.